Just like Taylor Swift dominates the entertainment news, protein takes center stage in the nutrition world. Why is protein so important? What are the best protein sources? And how can I possibly get enough protein in my day? If you are a woman over 40, you've probably had questions like these. Lucky for you, I'm diving in all things protein today, and we're going to discuss each one of them, so stick around. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Natalie Up, owner of Fired Up Fitness and the creator of the online program, the Midlife Mom Bod TUNE-UPP, where I've helped hundreds of women transform their peri to postmenopause years with proven methods in natural hormone support and weight loss. So fellow Swiftie or not, if you're 35 years and older, you definitely want to jump on the protein bandwagon. Protein, fat, and carbs are the three macronutrients, and protein is definitely the superhero. Why is protein so important? Several factors play into why women need more protein over 40. I'm going to quickly list just 4 of them now. First, on average, we lose about 3 to 5% of muscle mass every decade after 30. Protein is essential for both gaining muscle and preserving that lean muscle. Second, protein actually takes more energy to digest. So you actually burn more calories eating protein than you do fat or carbs. Third, protein helps regulate various hormones, 2 of them being our satiety and our hunger hormone. When you eat protein, it actually helps regulate those hormones and will help keep you feel full longer. And last, protein is essential when we get older because it's so important for strong and healthy bones. What are good sources of protein? Protein is made up of 20 amino acids, which are the building blocks of various structures and functions in our body. 9 of these are actually essential amino acids, but the only way to get them is from food because our body can't make them. You may have heard recommendations to have a complete protein or high quality protein. When people say this, they're referring to proteins that contain those 9 essential amino acids. When it comes to the amount of protein that you want to have, I go into this a lot more in depth in my last video about how to lose belly fat, so make sure you check that out if you haven't already. But to sum it up, it's a good idea to have about 30 grams or at least 30 grams of protein at each of 3 main meals per day. So that's at least 90 grams a day. This can be a little bit different depending on, your personal goals, but that's a good starting point for most people. Now you can have upwards to around like 40 grams in a meal. That is really good, especially in a post-workout meal to really help you maintain that lean muscle that you're putting on during a workout. To give you a great list of protein sources, I'm going to share a couple slides with you real quick. And when I do, feel free to pause, take a screenshot of each just to, have it as future reference. But let me go put that on the screen right now. Okay, so here are some sources of protein, including the grams next to it. And you can see that, some proteins have more than others, but remember you're trying to get that minimum of 30 grams at a meal. So this will give you a good idea of what some of those sources are. If this list has been helpful, please give this video a thumbs up so I know that you like info like this. Okay, so how do we include protein? I'm going to give you 7 really good tips, so hang with me. The first one's really easy. Just increase the serving size of what you're already eating. So let's say you are making a wrap and you're used to making a wrap with a few pieces of deli meat. You're going to want to increase that, probably double the size of the slices of meat to make sure that you get extra protein. You haven't really done anything, but just make the serving size bigger for that meal. Hey guys, by the way, if you want more tips beyond the protein, go to the link in my comments below this video. There's a link for a free guide, Happier Hormones Over 40. Go to the link and get that guide now. Next, you want to add it up. Just stack multiple protein sources together to get your minimum of 30 grams. For instance, maybe it's a bowl of Greek yogurt. You could add a protein scoop to it. Maybe you are having a couple whole eggs, add some egg whites to increase that protein size. Maybe you are having a bunless, one of my favorites, a bunless burger. Maybe have a side of cottage cheese. All of these added together will give yourself more protein for that meal. And remember, it's a minimum of 30 grams of protein. Another easy one is swapping it out. So you just want to swap something that you're typically used to eating, like yogurt, again, for instance. Instead of regular yogurt, you're going to swap it out for a higher protein yogurt, like a Greek yogurt. Instead of having just regular white rice, you could swap it out for quinoa. Instead of using regular chicken broth in a soup or recipe, I always use a chicken bone broth in a recipe that includes 10 grams of protein. So boom, it's like you won't even notice some of these things, but you'll get so much more added protein. Number 4, you're gonna top it off with some extra protein. A lot of times this is gonna come from your nuts and seeds. This can be thought about like sprinkle them on a salad, over cottage cheese, put some in a shake, have them on a side, put them in a scramble. There's all sorts of ways to have nuts and seeds, but these are going to be another additional way just to add that much more protein. Typically with nuts or seeds, you're looking to adding anywhere from about 3 grams to 10 grams depending on the source. Some of these sources can be like chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, walnuts, almonds. Actually, Bragg's nutritional yeast is another good one. If you take 2 tablespoons of that, it's kind of this cheesy, nutty flavor that's non-dairy. That also has a little bit of protein, but there's so many different ways. Flaxseed is another great one. So many great ways that you can add it just by topping off your meal. Next, you can do convenient protein options. These are things that I live by because I do not love to cook, so I love convenient options. These are things like canned tuna, deli meat, rotisserie chicken, chicken meatballs that are, already refrigerated or even frozen that you can just warm up or air fry real quick. Cottage cheese, string cheese, beef sticks. Larissa's beef sticks are my all-time favorite. I'll put them in a link in my description below, but so easy and super quick. You don't always have to be, baking chicken breast and these elaborate meals. There's so many ways to get convenient protein. Next, when you're choosing carbs, try to choose carbs that are protein-based, like edamame, chia seeds, lentils, beans, quinoa. Those are all and chickpeas. Those are great options that also have protein, even though they are higher in carbs. But those will also be great options if you're, vegetarian and not, don't eat animal meats. And lastly, a really super way to add protein is, of course, with supplements. So there's bars and then there's powders. My favorite protein bar is the IQ bar right now. I'll put a link from my Amazon store in the description. It's a very clean, very minimal processed and low carb protein bar that is great, especially for travel. For protein, there's different sources of protein powder. There's collagen, there's whey, and then there's vegan powders. Collagen actually lacks all of the essential amino acids, so it's not a complete protein. So it's not really going to help with muscles and maintaining that lean muscle growth, but it does help with, and why people use it is with our hair and our skin and our joints as we age. So that's not really counting towards your overall protein goal. Protein or collagen isn't, but whey and vegan proteins are. So if you're looking for whey protein, if dairy does not bother you, because it does have dairy in it, you want to look for 100% whey isolate and make sure that it does not have added sugar, and you want to also make sure that it doesn't have soy. I have some options in my Amazon store that I'll link below in my description, like everything else. But on the vegan powder, you want to look for, probably my favorite is a pea protein blend. I was actually just recently sent the Earth Chimp organic vegan protein. This is a cute little company run by a couple from Ireland that plants a tree for every purchase. So cute. I have to say it's probably the best vegan protein I've tried so far, and I've tried several because I have a lot of clients that can't do dairy, and so I always like to try the different versions first before recommending. But as a bonus, I thought this was also great because it has 1 billion probiotics in it, and it also has 4 grams of fiber built into the protein. Now it does only have 20 grams of protein, so you definitely want to do the whole adding up to get your at least 30 grams, but I will put their Amazon link in the description below so you can check them out for yourself. Protein powder can be used for so many things. It can be used for things beyond just shakes. It can be used in baked goods. You can do pancakes, you can do protein balls, and so much more. But there's literally thousands of recipes online. And because you've been so nice to stay until this, I am gonna include one of my favorite recipes that clients have loved, and it's this overnight chia pudding. So again, I'm gonna put this on the screen. Go ahead and screenshot it. But this is a delicious pudding that's not only high in protein, but it is also loaded with fiber because of those yummy little chia seeds. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it with your friends. And if you need that step-by-step guidance, be sure to check out my online program, the Midlife Mom Bod Tune-Up. Well, looks like it's time to go. Hope you're feeling fired up. Bye.